What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Off the Shelves. If this is your first time joining me or the first time seeing this series, this is my Blu-ray update video where every single month, or more recently, bi-monthly for the most part, I talk about all of the new Blu-ray titles and 4K titles that I have picked up, give you my quick little reviews on them, and tell you whether or not you should skip it, stream it, or go out and buy it. So I've got about 7 or 8 titles to talk about this month. I wanted this video to be out yesterday, but with all of the extreme weather that we've had in Georgia, my Best Buy shipment was delayed for 2 days. So my last title is the culprit for why you did not see this video yesterday. Starting off with an absolute classic, possibly the best movie in this stack, and that is The Green Mile. This is the 4K Steelbook. I think it was from Best Buy. I could be mistaken, but this is one of the best Stephen King adaptations ever. It's very long, so it's not a movie that I rewatch very often, but when I do, I'm like, man, this is so damn good. I still don't understand why Frank Darabont doesn't make movies anymore. This is the guy that brought us The Shawshank Redemption. He brought us this. He brought us The Mist, which I still think is very underrated and underappreciated. And even movies like The Majestic, I think is awesome. One of the best Jim Carrey dramatic roles that nobody ever talks about. And he just kind of disappeared after Walking Dead, so I don't know. Frank Darabont, if you're watching this channel, and you know you are, come back, baby. We need another one of these. Green Mile, absolutely amazing movie. Go out and buy it. Oh, man. My favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and that is Hard Target. Admittedly, I grew up and I always loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. I loved a lot of these Sylvester Stallone movies. Van Damme and especially Steven Seagal were the two 90s action stars that I didn't really gravitate towards so much. But Hard Target has always remained a movie that I really enjoy. This was one of the John Woo American movies, to where it's a play on The Most Dangerous Game, to where you got these criminals led by the great Lance Henriksen that hunt humans, and eventually Jean-Claude Van Damme becomes their target, and as the title says, he's a very hard target to kill. So this is a really, really good 90s action film. It's a 4K remaster, so I don't even think I have the regular Blu-ray of it, so this was not a double dip, fortunately for me. But I had to pick this one up. 1993 classic, Hard Target. I would say go out and buy it if you're an action fan. Speaking of action fans, one of the more sleeper hits, I would say, of the past 15 years, maybe even a little bit older than that, and that is Shooter. This is with Mark Wahlberg, to where he is a professional sniper who is hired to plan out an assassination of this political figure so that they can try to prevent his assassination, and he's eventually framed for said assassination. So the whole government's against him, and he just fucks them up left and right, outsmarts them. It's a really, really good action thriller. One of the better Mark Wahlberg movies, I would say. And I think Antoine Fuqua even directed this, and he always delivers pretty damn good action thrillers. So definitely check this one out, too. This is also a go out and buy it. Got a good-ass month. Oh, fuck. See? Spoke too soon. Dexter New Blood. I will be completely honest with you, this is only for completion's sake, and I think I honestly forgot that I pre-ordered this. If you guys are new to this channel and did not follow my extensive coverage of Dexter, I reviewed every single one of the 8 seasons of Dexter leading up to the release of Dexter New Blood. They actually announced this show was going to be coming out right after I dropped my review of the first season, so I kind of feel like I willed it to happen. And I want to slap myself now in hindsight for that. And then I reviewed every single individual episode of Dexter New Blood. And once the finale dropped, I did about 3 or 4 more videos just basically surrounding how much I detested the way that they decided to end Dexter. The way that they decided to end his character, the way that I decided to end this 10-episode, I don't know, what do you call it, miniseries revival? I don't even know if you can call it a revival with the way that it ends. But yeah, the more the time goes on, the more I despise the way that they decided to end this show. And, you know, I'm somebody that I look at things like, okay, well, that didn't work for me. There's a lot of people out there this worked for. I still don't, genuinely I'm dumbfounded that they thought that was a good idea. That was what they came up with after years and years and years of enduring all of the fan backlash of the ending they gave us in season 8. For them to get everybody excited, come back, do another season, and give us what I think honestly is even worse of an ending. I don't even know what to say. It still shocks me. So I've talked about this extensively. I even did a video where I gave my preferred way, like I did like a fan fiction ending of the show, just rewriting the last episode and left everything else intact. And yeah, so overall as a season, It's not the worst season of Dexter. There's a lot of things that I think are very incoherent. There's a lot of things that are rushed. There's a lot of things that don't make sense for these characters, especially Dexter, the one that we know and love. But there are some good things throughout this season. I just think it completely goes off the rails in the last 20 minutes of the last episode and gives us one of the worst endings of a TV show that I've ever seen. Again! So I'm not going to rant anymore on this one. If you're a Dexter fan, and for whatever reason you didn't watch this when it was debuting on Showtime, I would say to maybe just stream it. There are some people that really like this. There are some people that really prefer this and understand, I guess, what they were going for. I think that there's a lot more of us out there that don't, because that's the only people that I tend to hear from. But nonetheless, give it a shot, I guess. Stream it, but have lowered expectations, especially if you were furious at the ending of Season 8. Be prepared to possibly be even more furious. Hey, shout out to Dave McCrae. We got It's Me Billy. So I was a backer to It's Me Billy last year, the Black Christmas fan film. If you guys are not familiar with Black Christmas, first of all, you need to check that out. You need to right that wrong, because that's one of the best horror films of the 70s. But Dave McCrae, fellow YouTuber, voice actor, very good friend of mine, he produced, directed, wrote, along with Bruce Dale, a sequel titled It's Me Billy. It's about a 42 minute long sequel concept. They do want to do more, I believe. I don't want to speak for them, but if you're a fan of the original Black Christmas and you've always wanted to have a follow-up to that, I thought this was absolutely awesome. As a fan of the 1974, I'm going to get corrected, I can't remember, but the original Black Christmas, huge fan of that one, detest the remakes. And this is the only follow-up that I've ever seen that even feels anywhere close to respectful. But it's very respectful, very cool, and very interesting follow-up to the original Black Christmas. So I don't know if there's any way to be able to get this Blu-ray now. Definitely check out their Indiegogo site that might still be live, or you can message Dave and find out. I really don't know. But I finally got my copy. So yes, absolutely high praises for this. Just go to Dave McCrae's YouTube channel or search It's Me Billy, and you can watch it for free right now. The only movie in this stack that I have not watched yet, and that is The House of the Devil. As you guys know that have been following me, I went to see X a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was fucking awesome, and it's up there with Batman for my favorite movie of the year thus far. And so I don't think I've seen any other Ty West movies, and this seemed to be one that everybody was pointing at as like his other classic. So I picked this up to check it out. Have not had a chance to check it out yet, so I don't have a rating for you on this one. Okay. So, The Matrix Resurrections. Full disclosure, I was sent this by Warner Brothers. I was sent like a little fan, like a press kit that had a hat, it had the Morpheus glasses and a hacking book. Very cool merch, I will say that. One of the cooler fan kits, press kits that I've ever gotten for a movie, because the stuff that came along with it was very cool. And that's the only reason that I own this film, because I was not a big fan of this in theaters. I didn't hate it. I didn't detest it. I just, for somebody that didn't really care for the previous two, this one didn't really do anything that upped the quality of what I thought the other two brought. And so it makes a lot of very interesting creative decisions that I don't necessarily want to see a Matrix movie go into, but I'm also one of those people that feels like the original Matrix was just such a brilliant thing that it really should not have become a franchise. So I am looking forward to checking this out again at some point. Now that my expectations have been set, now that I kind of know what I'm walking into, seeing if I can take it on its own merits and enjoy it a little bit more, like I did with The Matrix Reloaded when I did my review series. Liked it a little bit more than what I remember. But this is a movie that I think you're either going to really appreciate or really not like it whatsoever. So this is like the definition of stream it. So find this on streaming services. Check it out if you're a Matrix fan, especially if you've liked the previous two. You're probably going to like this one, but this one's a giant coin flip, whether or not you're going to be a fan or not. And now we have the reason why this video is a day late, and that is Scream. Now, I will say this. I even made a Twitter post about this. You know that this whole like recycled title trend that we're in, to where Halloween, the new one is just going to be called Halloween, so now there's 3 Halloween movies. Candyman was just called Candyman. Scream is just called Scream. You know it's getting stupid when they have to put the movie out and put a giant fucking sticker that says, is that even, there you go, that says all new movie. Because, do I even have it over here? Shit, I'm not going to dig through it. They just released the 4K anniversary edition of the original Scream, and it's a very similar cover to this. It's just a knife with ghost face reflection in it. So you stick these next to each other, it looks like 2 different editions of the same movie. So that's just funny to me. Nonetheless, this is a very good Scream movie. Now, I'm somebody who's a casual Scream fan. I'm not like in love with any of these movies. I wasn't blown away when the first one came out. I was probably too young to be honest, but nonetheless, I was not somebody who's ever been like a fanatic of this franchise. But over time, I grew to be a fan of them, and I do think all of them are very solid movies. Even the third one, which I think is easily the worst of the 5, I think is a solid slasher. This one, you could tell me this is the best Scream sequel, and I'm not really going to argue with you. It's not my favorite Scream sequel. I still have Scream 2 slightly above this one. But I've watched this one twice since I've seen it in theaters, and I just think it's a really good, solid Scream movie. I think they do a damn good job carrying on this franchise without Wes Craven and without Kevin Williamson, to the point where it's successful enough we're getting another one of these in less than a year. So I really enjoyed this one. I don't really understand some of the hate that I've seen for it. There seems to be some fans out there that think that it's like garbage and horrible, which I tend to take those people with a giant boulder of salt, because they tend to be the ones that it's either the greatest movie I've ever seen this weekend, or that thing just made me want to murder children. Like, it's the weirdest thing where everything's got to be the greatest or the worst thing ever. I don't understand it. But nonetheless, as a casual fan of the franchise, I think this is a very good, very solid Scream movie that does a lot more right than it does wrong. I had very few nitpicks with this movie. So this is very much a go out and buy it. I think that the 4K cover is pretty cool, even though it's very similar to the other one. And we need to just stop the title recycling thing. Just call it Scream 5. Just call the next one Scream 6 or something, or give it a subtitle, something. Let's stop this, please. 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 Nonetheless, that is it, guys. That is Off the Shelves for this month. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I put a playlist link at some point up here. I've done dozens of these videos if you want to watch any of the past ones, but I try to do them every single month. It just depends on how many movies I actually get. So they ended up being more bi-monthly since COVID happened. Nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this. You will get more. And of course, I have more in-depth reviews for some of these that I also posted links for. That's mostly what you're going to find on this channel, is reviews and rankings. Thank you for watching as always. And remember, opinions are like assholes, but that doesn't mean that you have to be.